folks, on today's show let's talk about the console that revolutionised motion control gaming, the Nintendo Wii. Very small collection of Wii games. As you can see, this is all I've got. This is on the table in front of me, but we'll go through it and see if we can't make you just a little bit of a video for you. Start off, Wii console. Right, I don't want to be really nasty about things, but I must admit the Wii console was great when it first came out. I expect there's plenty of you out there have played, what's it, tennis, boxing, bowling, and some such. And that was great fun. I can remember when I had it, and it came out I think just before Christmas, and I took it over to my son's, and there was plenty of people over there, and we all had a real good old time playing it. But eventually, you know, the novelty wore off, and over the last few years I think it's really faded into the background. And to be quite honest, apart from those things that first came out with it, you know, the playing game thingy, I didn't really like it at all, and I must admit I've just disliked it even more as the time's gone on. I don't like the controllers. I don't like to have one thing in one hand and one thing in another hand, though you can get the ordinary controller for it. But then you know, I found myself having to I'd see a game on the shelf and I'd say, well, that looks okay to play. And then check the back to see what you need to play it, what sort of controller. Have you got to have this nunchuck thing, or have you got to have this other thing that you've got to turn sideways and do all sorts with, or can you have an ordinary, what I call an ordinary bog standard controller? And 99% of the games you have to have anything but that. So I very gradually just didn't like it at all, and now, you know, I have just no time for it. But having said that, we'll go on to some of the games I've got here. Right, I've been told I've got to keep sitting down, so I can't keep standing up. Cameraman gets very fussy if I do the wrong thing. Right, let's start with Pandora's Tower. I've got to be very careful with my words, because you see, when I'm on my own and nobody else is listening, my language can be quite not so ladylike as I try to make it when I'm talking to all yous. This is rubbish to say the least, Pandora's Tower. Right, I go in the shop and I buy it. Right, so I buy it, that one, and then along comes this one as well, and the shop girl says, oh, you have this as well. Okay. It's not very often you get an empty box when you go into a shop, is it? You know, I mean, anyway, the idea of it was, if I take this out of here, you see you get quite a lot in this box, and if I take it all out, the idea was to put Pandora's Tower, The Last Story, and Xenoblades, and then they'd all go in that box. But what if you didn't want to buy The Last Story or Xenoblade Chronicles? Then you'd have, well, I don't know. What I did was I put out of this box into that box, and then I'm still left with an empty box. Oh, this is great fun, isn't it? Empty boxes galore. Anyway, we will start with the art book, Pandora's Tower. And again, a nice art book, all different things. I can't again remember a great deal about this. All I can remember is, as it is called, Pandora's Tower, there is a tower involved. And I think you start off at your home place and you go along and you go up to Pandora's Tower and you do one level. Then you've got to go back again, and then you've got to go back into the tower again, and you're just backwards and forwards all the time, and I couldn't see any sense to that at all. So I would give that a -10 out of 10 for that game. Right, Richard, what is this? This is the art book. I thought that was an art book I looked at. This is another art book. Well, this is why do they do 2 art books? Never mind. But they're lovely pictures, aren't they? I mean, they're great. I mean, I love all this art and artwork and that. It's so super lovely. Now I've cottoned on to what it is. That bit is Pandora's Tower. That bit is the last story, which I will come to in a minute. And the other one must be Xenoblade. See, they've lumped all the 3 together. That's Xenoblade, I can recognise that, Xenoblade Chronicles. Well, another art book. Whoops. The game itself, as you can see, there's no disc in it because they were very fond of giving you things to put in other things when there was absolutely no need at all. Right? You have a perfectly good place to put your disc. Very substantial. Won't break just like that. But they give you this as well. So I suppose you could say you're getting quite a lot for your money, even if it is a lot of... Well, there you are, you see, so I put my disc in this one. And then you get your instruction book with it. And then a lot about the Wii. Pictures. Why do you want pictures? You can see it. Go to a shop. Look in the window. It's the same thing, isn't it, in the window? Why do they want to send you a... That's a waste of paper. See, we've got to think about all the trees that are getting cut down, haven't we, for all this stuff? Right, there you are, that's just how to play. Back in there, back in there. That is a lovely box, I must admit. Right, so far we are down to 2 empty boxes and some things on the table. I'll pack these away. Well, I won't pack them, I'll just put them there for now. And we will go on to the next game that I mentioned, The Last Story. This one is an RPG adventure type thing with a group of people. I liked this one better. This is more my type of game, but the controls. Oh, you didn't know what you had to do for which person. I can remember getting in a right stew with it. And in the end, it didn't get played very much. So there's the disc, and there's the book with how to play a game on it. I had high hopes for that one, and they didn't come to anything. So I will put that one there, and then I'll move on to this one. Xenoblade Chronicles. This is, this is a good game. It's had quite a lot of recommendations, I think, in the past when it came out, and an absolutely jolly good game to play because it's a bit more freer to go around than the other two. You know, you've got the area to go and plenty of bits and pieces to do. So open the box, and as you see, the disc is there, and again, I don't think you get anything else in with it. God, they did insist on putting these things on every blooming thing you bought. Anyway, so much for advertising. There you are, how to play a game for that one. All bog standard, isn't it? No surprises. Okay, so I've done these 3 because if we go back to this, you see, Pandora's Tower, Last Story, Xenoblade Chronicles. So we go this one. I'll leave the steelbook out and I'll put that one. Right, so if you put those 2 together and put them in there, it should go. That was the idea of that one. Then you've got these 3 things. Will go in that one. Quite clever, isn't it? So I suppose there is method in their madness after all. So that's that little collection. The thing to go with Xenoblade Chronicles, but you have this book, and it's got every language in it except English. Wow, look at the size of it. How many countries are there in there? Quite a few. Probably tells you on the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different countries there. For the English one, you go into the English game. Okay. Now my little gripe with boxes. Here we go, folks. I cannot remember if I bought this separately or if it came with the Xenoblade Chronicle game. I really cannot remember, so I can't tell you. It's got Xenoblades and everything on the box, hasn't it? So I've got an idea it came with the game. So the box I had before was the big brother to this one. Look at it. You get a red controller in a box that just falls to pieces again. Okay? This is the atomic explosion in a box factory as compared to the nuclear explosion in a box factory for that was the Witcher box, wasn't it? You see? So they were learning as they went along, you know, what to do with these boxes. Anyway, that came with a red controller, which is what I liked, you see, and I could get on with the Wii okay if I had that one. But I mean, look at the box again. Are we not going to be able to put this back together again? Oh, golly gosh. See, put that in there and that in there. I mean, I know it's probably been bashed about a little bit, but a sorry state of affairs for a box to hold a controller. Never mind. That's that and that. Now, the Wii 25th Mario Anniversary Edition. Inside, see if I can get them out without, there we go. We have got Super Mario Brothers Wii, and we have got Super Mario History. Never put this disc on, but there's the disc, and this is the history of how Super Mario began. 1985 he started. My gosh, that's a little while ago now. And so far, that was up to 2010, so this is when I must have bought this. That's unbelievable, that's 5 years ago. And he's still going strong, isn't he? Mario. Love Mario. So colourful and so inoffensive. You don't have to carry great big guns and things to blast people to bits. You just jump on their heads. So there you go for that disc. This is Super Mario Brothers. And wow, look, there's 2 people playing the Wii. Okay, so this is telling you the games that were going to be available or were already available with the Wii console. Oh look, there's my Zelda, there's my Link, and there's Mario. Good old Mario. Put that one around that way. Okay, what else have we got in here? That's the Wii Sport I was telling you all about, and it's got a thing on the back. Wii Club Nintendo. Wii Club doesn't exist. The Nintendo Club doesn't exist anymore, does it, folks? So, how to use a cleaning cloth. What can I say? How to use a cleaning cloth? Oh, for goodness sake. I can't believe that. I can't believe I never saw that in there before. Oh, Lord alive. Well, I'm sorry, but folks, Nintendo, you cannot tell an OAP who's been a housewife since a year dot how to use a cleaning cloth. I could tell you more than you could tell me, I bet. Never mind. what we got here? We got actions, and that's how to play, how to play the game. Quick guide to playing together. Well, once again, you know how to play together, don't you? Most youngsters do. Again, we've got a Wii Sports Resort. That is for the Nintendo Club. That is for the Nintendo Club. So you see, Nintendo Club was going strong at the time. I think it stopped about more than a year ago, wouldn't it? Well, it could be 18 months, 2 years ago. So, it's just going to go on into the archives, isn't it? Into the dim and distant past of what was, but what will never be again. Okay, and we'll pack it all away. I will put how to use a cleaning cloth on the top, because if by any chance one day I come along and I think, I need to put some dust over there, I better find out the instructions as to how to use it. There you go. So we'll pack it all away, and we remember that we've got the instructions in this one. Right, folks, that's about all I think to do with the Wii. And I've got to stop now because my cameraman is laughing so much he's going to wee himself. Bye.